It's that time of week again, guys. It's Sunday. I'm actually making this on the Sunday, so I'm doing that classic casting. I'm leaving it till the last minute. So, I've done the same again that I've been doing recently, which is basically I've just been wearing one perfume a day in the main, and I've been shopping my stash basically because I'm saving up to buy a house. I'm really working hard this year to not spend too much money. I'm being a bit more thoughtful about what I buy, and because I have so many things that haven't gone up on my channel yet, and so many like hauls coming from like last year, I haven't bought a single perfume this month, and I only bought myself, I think, a couple of things for my birthday in January. So it's been like really low key in terms of getting new stuff in. But because I have so many perfumes, there's quite a few things here that I haven't talked about too much, one of which I've never done a full wear before. And I bought this last year. So let's start, I think, with the one I wear a lot, so we don't need to talk about it much. So, I mean, whenever I wear green, I kind of think about wearing this. There's something about the lime in this that makes me think of like green things. Oh God, but it's so beautiful in winter. I love it. So Burberry Brit, this is the EDP. This is my, oh, you can't see it. That's my dent in this guy. You can see this is, the liquid actually has got a bit darker. It used to be paler than this. But yeah, so delicious, tasty Burberry Brit EDP. I mean, it's just one of my faves because, let's be real, I can't get enough of almond and pear. I love pear in perfumes, one of my favourite notes. I actually really love almond as well. There are a few almond perfumes that I find a bit sickly or just don't work for me, but that's normally down to other notes, and often something like heliotrope sometimes can turn almond just too far into like the kind of powdery almond for me. But generally speaking, I love almond, I love pear, I love a vanilla and tonka mixture, so this is like right up my street. And then you have this zesty lime, which is so delicious. I'm obsessed. I love it. I was thinking this week actually when I wore this to work, and what I was thinking to myself was, I wonder if one of the reasons I find this perfume to be kind of sexy is because I think it almost veers towards smelling a bit unisex. There's something about the mahogany amber lime in here that I think just gives it just this like wink towards not being entirely like feminine. And sometimes perfumes like that I think are really like sexy. There's just something like, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. I was just thinking to myself, I smell sexy. And then I had a moment thinking, but I don't necessarily smell like super duper feminine. And possibly that is because the florals aren't particularly strong in here. There's enough florals that it smells perfumey, but it doesn't it doesn't smell like a gourmand. So it's like this interesting somewhere in between. And it's just so lush though. Almond, lime and pear in the top, middle notes candied almond, sugar, peony and dragée, base notes vanilla, tonka bean, amber and mahogany. It's lush. I love Brit. I love both versions. I do actually think there's a possibility that the EDT has gone to the top of my list just because it's so easy to wear all year. But this was the one I fell in love with first, and this is the one that I kind of kept with me for the longest time. So then I also wore another Burberry Brit, but I wore Brit Rhythm. This is like one of those tales of sometimes if I like something, but I find it a little bit tricky to wear, I keep hold of it and I keep retrying it. So Brit Rhythm, I've just got this little 30ml of a sadly discontinued perfume. And it's a really lovely perfume, so it is genuinely sad that they've discontinued it. Now this, it's so dark today again, like it's so gloomy. Hopefully this isn't going to be horrifically dark. I'm just going to test this out real quick. Let's just do it. Oh no, okay. I was just checking if I had my light on as bright as it can go. Let's see. Come on, guys. So Burberry Brit Rhythm comes in this lovely textured bottle, so it's got the same kind of design, but it's just like a texture. It's really cool. It says Burberry Brit Rhythm at the top on the sprayer here, on the silver bit. The reason I struggled with this is because it smells like a lotion. So I love a soapy perfume, like something like that has like a bar soapy kind of muskiness to it. But sometimes I can really struggle with things that have a body lotion or like a hair conditioner kind of texture. I know like talking about texture and scents is kind of weird, but I think like this Burberry Brit Rhythm has a thick texture that's really reminds me of putting like a body lotion on. And I think that's partly because there's orange blossom in it, and like there's aldehydes and orange blossom. Orange blossom I find so lotiony, so soapy. So I really loved how this smelt, but the texture of it used to bother me. It doesn't bother me anymore. I've kind of trained myself. I've trained myself actually by wearing quite a lot of orange blossom perfumes when I didn't used to. And now, like, I loved this. And my husband, every time I've ever worn this, he always tells me I smell nice. So he obviously likes this smell, and it does have that kind of clean, cozy smell. But it also has a coolness to it because this is lavender and aldehydes in here and orris. So you've got this kind of irisy coolness. So it's got a body lotiony feel, and it's like cozy, but it's not warm and cozy to me at all. I think the colour of this is just right. It's got an almost purplish pink tone to it. I think this is such a pretty perfume. I really think it's a shame that you can't get this anymore. I've had a couple of perfumes. There's a couple of Jill Sander Softly perfumes that have a texture that's very similar to this and kind of remind me of this. And the other thing about this is it's like super sweet. Like, I find this like kind of sugary sweet in a way. It doesn't, I mean, it's because it's got coumarin. Like, so it's not vanillic sweet and it's not actual sugar. Let me just give you the notes. It's got lavender, neroli, pink pepper and aldehydes in the top. Mid notes of orris, petalia, orange blossom and blackberry leaf. Base notes, musk, woodsy notes, vetiver, cedar and coumarin. If you like kind of lotiony, sweet lavender, then you would love this perfume, I think. I think this is such a good one. And it is quite strong and it lasts forever. So, like, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, if there's something that I'm not sure of, if it lasts for ages, I can find it really bothersome. But I really liked this, and I wore it all day, and then I reapplied it kind of later in the evening so that when I went to bed, I could still smell it. It's just lovely. So if you see this for like a good price on the secondhand market, I think Burberry Brit Rhythm is so lovely. You can often on eBay in the UK get little vials. That's what I did first. I bought myself a vial of it, and I liked it enough that when I saw a secondhand bottle, I was like, actually, no, this might have been new. I think I managed to find this new. Either on Vinted or eBay it would have been, or maybe, actually, to be honest, it's been so long I can't remember. It might have even been a little site that just like had old stock, and I managed to get it for a good price. But yeah, if you can get like a little, I think they're like 2 ml samples, the Burberry ones, it's totally worth it. But don't get the Burberry Brit Rhythm, I think it's called Burberry Brit Rhythm Floral, or maybe it's just Burberry Brit Floral. They look kind of similar in a way, and sometimes I think people get them mixed up. The Floral is nothing like this. It's like a sharp floral to me, like a sort of peony perfume. But anyway, I absolutely loved wearing that. I thought it was lovely. Okay, Valentine's Day, guys. Oh, this is such a strange perfume because I can barely smell it from the bottle. If I spray it on paper, I can barely smell it. As soon as it gets on my skin, it explodes and it gets sweet and strong. But my husband really likes this. I bought this for myself last year, intending to wear it. I think I was going to wear it on like New Year's to the work party or something like that. And then I didn't really go with my outfit. Dolce & Gabbana Pour Femme Eau de Parfum. So this is the old classic. I think this might be Dolce & Gabbana's either second or third. I feel like in my brain this one came out because I remember the original red cap coming out because my friend used to wear that, and then I remember light blue coming out, but I feel like maybe this one came out before light blue. I might be wrong there. This one might have been the third and light blue might have been the second. I'm not entirely sure. But I mean, I've never liked light blue, so it's just possible that I didn't pay any attention to it. But this one, I always remember seeing this bottle around and thinking, like, this Dolce & Gabbana makes such glamorous perfumes, you know. But I don't know if I've ever had and enjoyed a Dolce & Gabbana perfume until this one. So, like, I've bought loads of the Dolce perfumes to try, and they just don't work for me. And Dolce & Gabbana now, they are quite chemically, I just don't enjoy them. The original red cap, beautiful, very strong, total classic. This one, this is really lovely. I think this is a real sexy perfume. It has this like wink towards being youthful because of the marshmallow in it, but it's still floral enough and kind of perfumey enough to smell like a grown woman perfume. Oof. So yeah, this went down an absolute treat, and I already knew that he thought this one was quite sexy, because he smelt this in the video that we just made, which will come up on my channel at some point. So, and again, he couldn't smell it on paper. I had to spray it on my skin, and then when we were smelling it, he was like, "Oh yeah, that's nice." And this is up his street. It's like a bit floral, kind of sweet, a bit fruity, and also slightly mature and a bit powdery, and that seems to be right up his street. So, top notes here are raspberry, neroli, and mandarin orange. Middle notes are orange blossom and jasmine. Base notes, marshmallow, vanilla, sandalwood, and heliotrope. This is very sweet. Now, it might just be on my skin, but when I spray this on, definitely get this orange blossomy feel. I don't really get much in the way of neroli. I don't get much bitterness from this at all. And with me, neroli is normally really green and bitter. I don't really get much of that. It's more of an orange blossomy scent. I get the raspberry opens up hugely on my skin after a few minutes. It's a really yummy, sweet raspberry. I love raspberry. I was happy about that. And then the marshmallow gets more kind of powdery and sweet as it dries down. And then what lives on my skin is it's like a hint of raspberry, a little bit of orange blossom, and a lot of powdery marshmallow. And it's very pretty. It's perfect for Valentine's Day, frankly. Really went down a storm with the old man, or the young man, I should say, really. How rude of me. I don't know what else to say about this. I think this is brilliant, and I will happily wear this. I mean, I'd happily just wear it anytime, to be honest, but this is one that now is sitting in my head alongside Classique, for instance. And I'm not going to say the other one because I'm going to save it because I'm wearing it to a special event this coming week. So I'll talk to you about it next week. But I have a group of perfumes that are like special event perfumes, things that I would wear to like an event at work or like a dinner party or, nice times with my husband. Yeah, there's like certain things like dates. And this is totally in there now. This is on the same kind of, I don't think it's as sexy as Classique, because Classique I think is slightly more filthy smelling in a good way. It smells like it's deliberately sexy. I think this one just is kind of naturally, it's got a little bit of a wink to it. So yeah, I highly recommend this. I think this is lush. I managed to get this on, I think I got it on eBay. In fact, it was new. It was from like a trusted seller. And it was about 35 quid for this. I think this is 25ml, which is perfect for me. But this is my one and only Dolce & Gabbana perfume. And it is likely to remain my only one, to be honest, having smelt all their new offerings. So yeah, I'm happy to have it. It's like I've got one Versace, I've got one Dolce & Gabbana. I realise I don't have any Armani at all. I keep seeing adverts for the new Armani perfume with Kendall Jenner in it. And I'm always looking at going, wonder if that smells like poison. If only it smelled like actual poison, the perfume, I'd be happy about that. Oh no, my Alexa's trying to talk to me. All right. I think because my brain was set on raspberry because of this, I wanted another thing that had raspberry in it, and I was just in a girly mood. I think I wore this one on Sunday. This wasn't a work perfume, even though I do have a perfume that smells just like this at work, so I like wearing it to work because I want to see if I've actually got a dent in this. I can't really see through it. I'm going to try to see if my I'm interested. Oh yeah, maybe I have got a dent. I might not because it's quite a big bottle. But can I see? Oh, okay. It's just my dent is down to about here. I don't know if you can even see that on the screen, but it's down to about here. This is Rive, My Only Wish, and I know I have a little bit of dent in the Pascal Morabito I have that smells just like this, the one I keep at work, which is called Amer. But My Only Wish, they don't make this perfume anymore, sadly, but it's a dupe of Cacharel, Yes I Am, so you can still get the original Cacharel, Yes I Am. This is really fun. This is another one that's sexy. In a weird way, I think of it as being a bit gothy. I don't know why. I don't know if it's literally just because it's in a black and red thing, but there's something about the spiciness here and the unusual scent, because there's cardamom and licorice in this, and the cardamom is quite a weird smell. Like, I really like cardamom in perfumes, but I don't know, in here it's like there's candied fruit kind of smells, or like literally fruit sweets, raspberry flavoured jelly sweets or something. There's that kind of smell, but then there's florals, and then there's caramel and milk, and then there's these deep dark spices. So it's interesting, but it's so addictive. This is such a delicious perfume. I really love this. The original Cacharel, I really, really like Yes I Am, but it is, I would say, it has just a hint of that tarry aroma chemical in it in the deep dry down, which I don't love, which is why I'm happy to have this. But Amer, I think, is maybe a slightly even creamier version, slightly less fruity, but so almost identical. So I have that one at work, and that's the one I top up with when I'm at work. And because neither of these last a huge amount of time, Cacharel's Yes I Am is obviously much stronger. Cacharel's pretty good at making strong perfume. So, but yeah, so the notes in My Only Wish are raspberry, tangerine, lemon, bergamot in the top. Middle notes orange blossom, ginger flower, gardenia, jasmine, rose, and amber. Base notes caramel, milk, vanilla, cardamom, coumarin, benzoin, licorice, sandalwood, and amber. So it's kind of like, it's almost like you've got 3 different perfumes going on here all mixed together, and I just find it absolutely delicious. It's totally lush. Let's see. Oh, there's another dupe here from Fiorucci by the looks of it. Serena Mystic line. Oh, I don't know. Yes I Am fabulous. Smells almost exactly the same, but I think it has a blackberry note in it. This also gets compared to Art Collection number 8 from Giacomo, and like I have that perfume. I understand because that one's got milk and cardamom in it as well, and it has spices, and I can kind of see the overlap, but that is not like mega fruity. That's like a tea perfume. It's much more aromatic and lighter. I don't think it smells anything like the Icon Eau de Parfum from Antonio Banderas. That one smells more like Libre, like a fruity Libre. But yeah, Amer's just like it. If you can find that, that's really good. And yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, what are we doing next? So I had a few cozy days. These are things I wore to work. It's so cozy. Another one that honestly smells really unisex to me. Now, I don't really see any. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone talking about this perfume. Obviously, I'm not claiming to have watched all perfume videos on YouTube. In fact, increasingly, I've hardly watched any recently because I've been really busy. And when I'm not, I've got some TV that I've been obsessed with that I've just been watching. So I haven't been watching much YouTube. But yeah, this is a really random little house. I just saw this for a good price on Latino, and I thought it looked lush, so I bought it blind, and it was only like 25 quid, but I've never seen it as cheap since then, unfortunately. This is Jose from Eisenberg, and this is just a fantastic, sweet, cozy lavender perfume, but it has wild notes in it, so it's quite interesting. It definitely smells unisex to me. And I don't know. I don't know what it is about this that I really enjoy so much. I was thinking about it when I was wearing it this time. And I think whatever it is about Miller Harris Violet Ida that so many people love is how I feel about this. There's something about Miller Harris perfumes that really rub me up the wrong way. Teatonic is literally the only wearable one that I've smelt from them. Like, for me personally, they're just as a house, they just don't work for me. And Violet Ida, there's something I like about it, but I don't really want to wear it. I'm not really sure what it is in that bothers me. But this has a similar feel. It's a similar level of sweetness. It's got a similar texture. It's got a similar earthiness in a way, because this has really interesting notes. But I just like this one better. And I was also thinking, actually, this reminds me of Lover in Dark from Jan Arthurs that I wore a few weeks back. That one is a dupe of Alive, I think it's called, by Hugo Boss, Alive for Women. And it, I was wearing this one and thinking Jose really reminds me of that, but I just like Jose more. So that's already one that I'm like, I'll probably end up decluttering Lover in Dark, just because I think what I like about this one more is it's lavender rather than sage, and it's like citruses rather than apple. And green apple's never one of my favourite scents in perfumes. I'm a bit fussy about it, but also I do like sage. But if it's a choice between sage and lavender, I'm choosing lavender every time. And if they're really similar to wear, they've got, again, like similar kind of texture, similar kind of feel, both smell quite unisex, same level of sweetness. But this is just like top of my list in that particular vibe. So Jose, listen to these notes, they're wild. Top notes of mint, Amalfi lemon, jasmine and bergamot. Middle notes of lavender, coffee and artemisia. Base notes of amber, sandalwood, patchouli, musk, vanilla, tonka bean and moss. I get the lavender, I get a hint of that mint, but not a huge amount. I definitely get a little bit of the kind of these earthy notes down in the base. The coffee, I get a hint of. There is a milkiness to this that I really like. It doesn't actually smell like coffee break, but it's in that same kind of realm, I would say. It's not the same, but it's definitely, edging towards that kind of smell. The good alternative to this, though, is Blue Marine, is it called? Blue Marine Let Me Love You. I'm just going to click on it so I can show you, because I think you can probably get this a bit more affordably now if they still make it. This guy, I had a little sample of this, and it was so similar to Jose that I was like, I don't need it. But I think there was just maybe a little bit more patchouli. It's like a little bit more patchouli heavy, but it's a very similar scent profile, like really, really similar, really pretty. So yeah, I just think Jose's Lush. I'm really glad I took a chance on it because it's very comforting as well. Like I know, actually I have to say I didn't mind wearing this to work at all. But I think it's, for me, around the house, it's that kind of cozy. So I think I'm probably just going to end up wearing it mainly on the weekends, just because, I don't know, maybe it's because I've worn it so much around the house and worn it so little out of the house that now to me it's an in-house smell, and I've just got that kind of connection now. Okay. I'd been thinking to myself, I haven't worn a Lush perfume in ages. Unusual for me. I also haven't worn my Mon Guerlain for a few weeks because I've been like actively trying to wear things I haven't been wearing recently. So, but that probably next week I'll break my streak because I keep thinking about it. So I will be wearing it again, I'm sure. So I went and I was doing some sniffing of my kind of deeper Lush perfumes and the one that won out. And at the time I was sniffing it and thinking, there is something about the sweetness here that is really unusual and kind of creamy and really delicious. Today I'm smelling this and I'm getting a little bit more of the smokier elements, but when I was smelling it the other day, when it was really actually a very cold day, it's a bit milder today, the creamy sweetness of turmeric latte, oh my god. And look, I've worn this a few times, look how full it still is. It is so strong, this perfume. I'm just realizing I haven't got anything else to go here. I probably should have repositioned this stuff, I might actually put this one over here. So turmeric latte, oh, it's a tonka bean heaven. Might actually be coumarin, might be both. Let's have a look and see, what does it say on Fragrantica? Not that this is the most trustworthy source for Lush, to be honest. Tonka bean, vanilla, turmeric and benzoin. I mean, that makes sense. I bet you there's coumarin in here as well, because the level of sweetness here is so deep. And it's like, it's not sickly though. This is just, I mean, I've said before, I think this smells like a bonfire. I think this smells like toasting marshmallows, gooey, creamy, yummy marshmallows on a bonfire. That's what I get from this. So occasionally I've worn this and I've been like, oh, I do actually smell like a bonfire. But when I wore this the other day, I was like, I just smell so sweet and creamy and deep and like rich. And it's very rich. It's so good in cold weather. It was so cozy. I loved wearing it. Absolutely scrumptious. It's a limited edition in terms of they bring it out in the winter. Like, I think they bring it out maybe October and then they have it until the end of January normally. So I don't know if you can still get this, but honestly, this is so easy to get on eBay now because I think some people really struggle with Lush perfumes. Like, they get really trendy. Same with Super Milk. You can so easily get Super Milk for a decent price on like eBay now because it was so, I mean, I imagine this is the TikTok influence thing, isn't it? I don't have TikTok. I don't care about it. But like, perfumes get really hyped up. People really love them. And then when it's something like Lush, Lush is not the easiest perfume company because they use so many naturals that people aren't used to. I think the way that those naturals smell. And sometimes they're like really earthy, sometimes they're really smoky, sometimes they're super green, sometimes they're really bitter, and you have to be really patient with them and you have to get used to wearing them. So if you can't get this at Lush at the moment, you can probably get it somewhere else. And it's so worth it. It's really, if you like rich, sweet, dark perfumes, this is such a good one. So yeah, I really loved that this week, as you can tell. And then I pulled this one out. I wore this to work on such a random day. I think I was literally wearing a red jumper and I just thought to myself, I want to smell something. I want to wear something kind of red. And I didn't want to wear the EDT because I wore that quite recently and I haven't worn this one for like a year. I don't think I've worn this since... It would have been New Year's 2024. And I was like, I'm just going to wear it. So, Hypnotic Poison, the Eau de Parfum. And again, like, this is so dark, but it's annoying because the bottle is so beautiful if you can get the light right. Like, I'm doing it the wrong way around. Just look at the colour. Oh, it's glorious. Glorious. But I don't have a backlight, so we're just going to have to deal with how it looks, which is almost black. This perfume, I don't think I like this one. In fact, no, that's not true. I'm not going to say I don't think. I know I don't like it as much as the EDT. I prefer the EDT. I think one of the reasons for that is that the EDT, I think, even though it's like famous for being like a bombshell perfume, I just find it like super cozy. I think it's really, if you get used to that kind of what people call a Play-Doh vanilla, but I always think it's like a marzipan-y vanilla, and you get used to the root berry spice of it, I just think it's so cozy. It smells, it's like a really warm jumper smell, which is maybe why I was thinking about it in the first place, because I had a big red jumper on. But the EDP, I think, is the bombshell. So I don't think this one personally is quite as easy to wear because I don't find this one as cozy. I find it very sweet. But I think I've said before, I feel like this is what Morticia Adams would wear. It's like, it's sexy and it's rich and unctuous smelling because I think it smells like black licorice. Like, I know there's loads of notes in here, but what I get in the main, honestly, on my skin is black licorice and a lot of sweetness. And I saw someone talking about this literally, was it yesterday? I saw it, like I said, I've not been watching loads, but if a little short video comes up and I'm not really doing much, I might watch like a little short or like a little 5-minute video or whatever. I think it was the scented. I think she doesn't like the EDT, and I think she was talking about liking this one. And it's really interesting because she was like, this doesn't smell that licoricey. She gets almonds, she gets vanilla, and she doesn't get the Play-Doh-y vanilla. And I'm like, I don't get vanilla from this at all. Not really. Like, on me, this is not vanillic. It's the level of sweetness you get with a very sweet black licorice. Yeah, I'm just not getting vanilla from this. I definitely get the jasmine. You can smell the slightly medicinal jasmine that you get in the EDT. Maybe maybe a tiny bit of creaminess from the almond, but this is like jasmine, tonka, licorice for me. So it's recognizable as Hypnotic Poison. I think you can tell that they're in the same family, but the EDP just hits differently. And I think for me, I was like, this doesn't really suit just a normal work day where I'm wearing a jumper and some jeans. Like, it felt too dressed up. It felt too event appropriate, you know? It didn't feel like something I would just randomly wear during the day. Whereas the EDT, that feels like something I wear with a jumper and jeans, and I wear it to work because there is just a lovely, yummy, creamy coziness to that. This one definitely felt like I should have been wearing like a velvet dress. You know what I mean? I feel like, again, that's like an association I now have in my brain. But I mean, I get it sometimes with the other perfume that I have worn to work a few times, the Elizabeth Arden, what's it called? Absolute. I can't remember what it's called. I've got that big, beautiful bottle. And whenever I've worn it to work, I've been like, this is really cozy and sweet and nice, but it feels like something I wear to an event. So, you know, I just have some perfumes that feel like they're special occasion perfumes and not for daytime wear. And I think having worn this for daytime wear, this is definitely a special occasion perfume for me. This is one I want to smell strongly of and wear when I'm all dressed up and I've got red lips and big hair and, you know, a really sick cat eye liner, you know. It's not necessarily something I want to wear when I've got a bun and a turtleneck jumper on. You know, it's not. I'm not getting that vibe from it. So I like it. I do like it, but it's not a love for me. This is like a just a once in a while vampy perfume for me. If I could have got this in a 30 ml, I would have, and I would have loved that. But they only do it in 50 ml, so that's why I have this. And I don't have the cute little thing on it because I think this is a newer bottle, and also. I got this second hand, obviously. I'm not going to spend Hypnotic Poison eau de parfum prices from Dior. But yeah, it's really lovely, but I definitely prefer the EDT. I think it's fair for me to say that if I was going to suggest to get one, like that's probably the one I'd suggest. I still like it though. I have no plans to get rid of it. So that is me, guys. That was this week. Again, I can never remember because I've got I've got such a backlog of videos going up. I can never quite remember what I'm putting up, but I hope you've been enjoying my videos, and I'm sure there'll be something lovely coming up. I've got some cool stuff. I've actually recorded an empties video and some dent videos, so those will be coming up in the next few months. Let me know if you've got any of these. Let me know what you've been wearing. Definitely let me know what you think of Dolce & Gabbana Pour Femme, because like I said, that was my first wear of this. And yeah, that's a special event perfume too. So I've got a couple of special event perfumes here for me. But yeah, let me know. I've wore a couple of lavenders, a lot of sweet stuff. Just, it's been a lovely week. Very lovely, ladylike week for me. So have a good one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please do consider subscribing. Really helps me out. I also have a link to my Amazon affiliate page where I've got perfumes on there. I've got products that I like. So if you're interested in any of that, or you're just nosy about stuff that I like, then there's a link in the video. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you again next week. Bye, guys.